Hello, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the solar classes hosted by Nimi Chennai. I am MP Rajan, Vocational Instructor, NFTI Calicut. So, previous few classes, we have been discussing about the various types of solar PV system and the main components involved and other parts of the solar PV system. So last so many classes we have been discussing all these things. As you all know, now we have a main components solar panel array, the battery, charge controller, inverter, and the loads. Apart from this, we have so many safety devices, protection devices, cables, wires, etc. So now we are familiarized with the solar PV system. You know there are mainly two types of solar PV system. One is standalone solar PV system. One is on-grid. On-grid means you can connect your solar power output to the grid. Whereas the standalone system, it is we can store the electricity produced by the solar panel in a battery, and we can utilize the supply as and when we require. हमको दो टाइप का होता है स्टैंडअलोन ऑफ ग्रिड एंड ऑन ग्रिड ग्रिड टाइप. So normally off grid systems are very small. Normally we are using for our household purposes because the battery is involved in it. More the power means bigger and more number of batteries are required. This makes the add the cost. आपको ज्यादा महंगा हो जाएगा. लेकिन इसका बहुत ज्यादा एडवांटेज भी हमने देखा है. बैटरी है, so even night also it will give you supply. ग्रिड में कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा तो आपका कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होगा. घर में आपको 24 आवर्स रिलायबल सप्लाई मिल जाएगा. So this is the advantage of standalone solar PV system. That is why we are still following this system. Now, many of us may be thinking about why not to install a solar PV system in our home. Now we all know the renewable power energy is getting promoted by government and other agencies also. So all of us are thinking about installing a small or a big solar power plant. हम तो से हमारा घर में एक solar power plant install करेंगे. So if you are a operator, you should know everything about the designing part. Normally the solar power system design को हम sizing बोलता है, sizing. So in the solar power system, we are calling sizing. We have to determine the size of various components like panel, inverter, etc., battery. Okay. Even if you are a customer also, something you should know about the solar power system. Otherwise, it will be if the installer is telling, okay, you purchase 200 Ah battery, you purchase 1000 watt panel, but whether it is actually required or not. If we do not, until unless we do not know something about the solar power system, we may be cheated also. So it is quite interesting to know how to design, or we can say how to size the solar power system. So we have main components: solar panel, then battery, charge controller, inverter. These are the four main components. So sizing of this main component, how much should be the size of the battery, what should be the capacity of panel, for that what is a suitable battery controller, charge controller, what should be the specification of inverter, all these things we should know. Okay, so today's class we'll be discussing about how to calculate the electrical loads in our house or a factory, whatever may be. हमारा घर में कितना है लोड्स, उसका एवरेज एनर्जी कंजम्पशन कितना है, बिकॉज वी हैव टू स्टार्ट फ्रॉम दैट. हमको लोड से स्टार्ट करना है. तो फर्स्ट वी शुड नो हाउ टू कैलकुलेट द लोड एंड द एनर्जी, एवरेज एनर्जी कंजम्पशन. ओके, देन वी विल डिस्कस हाउ टू डिजाइन an inverter, what type of inverter we can purchase, so what should be the capacity, then like battery, then solar PV array, and the charge controller. So today's class we'll be discussing all these things, how to calculate the size of all the main components. Okay, so what is the sizing objective? Sizing means that is the basis of PV system design, electrical design. Okay, we should know the rating of the major components. Okay, because this is an electrical installation. If it is an undersized, that means, for example, your charge controller is undersized, capable of carrying only 50 amps current, whereas your battery is taking 60 amps current, then it will be a problem. Your battery charge controller will get damaged. So each equipment are interrelated. So it is in the sequential order. So we should know the ratings of it. So for that purpose, we are calculating or we are designing the things. Okay. So sizing methodology. What are the factors affecting the sizing of the process? So we may face some difficulties in designing the solar power system. हमारा कोई difficulty होती है, some obstruction होता है. The main problem is, the solar output is not always constant. You are getting from electricity board, you are getting a constant voltage, constant frequency, everything is constant. So in our solar panel, it is giving different output at different time. Time is the factor, location is a factor. So this is the variable output power source we can say. हमारा solar से हमको हमेशा constant supply नहीं मिलता है. Number one. Number two, your load. Your load requirement is different. Your load may be, energy consumption may be month-wise, it may be varying. Sometimes in January it may be less consumption, whereas in the hot season it may be higher consumption. You may be using fan, AC, etc. Winter time you may be using heaters, etc. And night you are using more lights. So your energy requirement is varying. So these two are to be taken into consideration. So let us see, location of installation depends, because we have discussed the solar panel where we are installing, country wise or district wise, there is latitude is different. दिल्ली में जो आपको power panel 1 kilowatt panel से जो supply मिलता है, same thing you may not be able to get in Bangalore, because there another factor are there. So tilt problem is there. We already studied the solar panels to be tilted towards south. आपको angle पे रखना है, तो किस angle पे रखेंगे, that depends upon the latitude of that particular place. So depends upon the location, your solar output will be different. So accordingly your sizing methodology also will vary. The amount of sunlight available, how much sunlight you are getting, we normally call it as insolation. So how much insolation energy we are getting, that also depends upon that. Our sizing will be different. And I have already told the load, the nature of the load, how many loads are connected, what is the power consumption. Accordingly, your sizing will be changed. Then how long you are using, light you may be using only in the night. TV you may be using 3 hours per day. Computer you may be using 4 hours per day. So energy is the wattage into time, product of power into time. So how long you are using depends upon that. Your load consumption will be varying. Depends upon that your sizing will be varying. Then available components. You want to purchase solar panel, inverter, battery, etc. on the market. Whether it is available. Suppose you want a 560 VA inverter, but 560 VA inverter is not available in the market. Then you have to go for the higher 600 VA. So 600 VA inverter you have to go. So you have to consider all these things while deciding the size of then temperature and the season. You all know different summer, winter, autumn, spring. The sun energy output we are getting is varying. So taken into consideration of all these things, we have to go for the sizing. हमारा डिजाइनिंग पार्ट में ये सारे डाटा पैरामीटर्स हमको सोचना पड़ता है. So accordingly this is getting changed. Now sizing, designing, there are two methods we are using, methodology. One is approximate sizing, second one is precise sizing. ये थोड़ा बराबर approximate, not a 100% accurate, whereas this is the 100% accurate sizing. What is the difference of why we want approximate sizing and precise sizing? Okay, we'll see the comparison. This approximate sizing is suitable for small plants or the standalone plant. हमारा घर के लिए approximate sizing is suitable. Whereas on-grid bigger plants, okay, more than 100 kilowatt plants, we have to go for the precise sizing. What is the main difference between approximate sizing and precise sizing? Just now we have seen so many parameters. If you are considering all the parameters, you can reach to an exact sizing of the parent, but it is very difficult. It is not so easy. Okay, some parameters we have to avoid. Instead of that parameters, some approximation, some assumption will be carried out. Okay, suppose आपको इन्वर्टर का 500 VA 500 वाट हमको चाहिए, बट 500 वाट हमको मिलने के लिए कितना इनपुट चाहिए इन्वर्टर के लिए, बीच में कुछ एफिशिएंसी होती है, लॉस होती है. So that loss is to be taken into consideration. Sometimes we may assume that efficiency is 90%, the efficiency is 95%. So rather than going to the exact figure parameter, so we are going for an approximation. So this is called approximate size. Okay, but this is very easy. Very easily we can do the sizing and very simply we can do it. Okay, but in the on-grid system or bigger size, we have to consider temperature, because when the temperature is increased, your output will be decreased, solar output will be decreased. Your angle is changed, output will be varying. Okay, so as per the latitude, you have to change the angle. So like these things, many things we have to take into consideration. But if you are considering all these things, you can get an accurate and economical sizing. Whatever the exactly required. So inverter, suppose by taking into consideration of all the parameters, accurate value usually we get. So you may not go for bigger than that size. 600 VA is your requirement. You may not go for 650 VA. But here you have to, you will not take a, we cannot take a risk. So we will go for the higher value. So that increases the cost factor. So these are the main difference between approximate sizing and precise sizing. Okay, so today we'll be going for the approximate sizing of the standalone PV system. That means for a small power system. Okay, so sizing, it is just a balancing. Okay, one side you can see the load, and or we can say this is the load side. One side is the load, one side is the supply and demand. So just balancing of supply and demand is called sizing. What is your demand? How much should be the supply? So that just balancing is called sizing. Okay. So standalone PV system can be considered as a type of banking system. We can just take an example of bank. Bank में आप क्या करते हैं? So you are getting an income like solar energy from the sun. So when your income is there, what you will do, you will deposit in a bank. So that is called deposit. Like that, the solar electrical energy from solar panel, we are using to charge the battery, just like a depositing your income in the bank. Okay, now as and when required, we take the money from the bank for your expenditure. It is called as withdrawal. So banks have paisa withdraw karenge. Same way, we can take the supply energy stored in the battery to operate the inverter and to operate the load. तो जब भी आपको लोड का जरूरत है और एनर्जी का जरूरत है, आप बैटरी से थ्रू इन्वर्टर एसी लोड ले सकता है, और डीसी लोड होगा तो बैटरी से डायरेक्ट लोड ले सकता है. So just like a money transaction happening in the bank. Okay, so this is your PV array, and you are depositing the solar energy in the battery. So this battery energy is utilized. We can call it as a DC utilization, either to give supply to the inverter or to give supply to the DC loads. So the steps of sizing, we should determine the average daily load requirement of each month. As I said, हर महीने में आपका load requirement vary होती है. So you have to take a load requirement in every month. You have to calculate. So there are so many methods we can use average to reach to the average month. So 1 year we can take into consideration 365 days, okay, or 12 months, okay, or 52 weeks, okay. Either you can calculate you note down all the connected loads in your house. Okay, how many bulbs are there, how many fans are there, what are the loads, TV, fridge, computer, etc. Okay, then this wattage will be marked at the back side of the appliances. आपको wattage से कितना average daily आप use इस्तेमाल करता है, से multiply करने से आपको energy मिल जाएगा. तो daily कितना average daily consumption होती है, energy होती है, that you can determine. Second one, you just take your electricity bill. If it is a monthly bill, divided, that unit is mentioned in the monthly bill, divided by 30 days, you will get 1 day energy consumption. Okay, or you take the total January 1st ka electricity bill of this year, next year January 1st ka electricity bill, that particular unit minus this particular unit, you will get the amount of units you have used in your house for the period of 1 year. Divided by 365, आपको एक दिन का मिल जाएगा. But all these things are average. Okay, whether this average will help us a lot or not, we will see in the coming slides. Okay, it's an approximate method. Okay, then conduct a critical design analysis. Yes, now we have to do a critical design analysis. I will tell you in the next slide. Okay, then you can determine which month we are having more requirement. Okay, there are two things in this. One is your load. Second is the amount of energy you are getting from the sun. Okay, insolation. आपका डिमांड भी ज्यादा है, उस समय आपका सन का आउटपुट भी ज्यादा है. That means that both are compensated. Okay, sometimes आपका डिमांड कम है, insolation भी कम है, again this compensated. If your demand is more, insolation is less, that period is called, that particular month is called critical design month. I will explain further in the next slide. Okay, then after calculating the load, your inverter, you can now size the inverter matching to the load in the worst condition. Worst condition का मतलब क्या है? जो आपको ज्यादा, जब आपको ज्यादा requirement है, maximum load condition, that is called worst condition. Okay. Now inverter is responsible for giving supply to your load. आपका लोड में इन्वर्टर सप्लाई देता है. तो इन्वर्टर का sizing rating should be it should be able to capable of giving supply to the peak value of the load. Okay, so next step is after load analysis, the next step is sizing of the inverter. Then we can go for the battery, because battery is giving a DC energy into the inverter, which is converted into AC by the inverter. Now आपको कितना इनपुट चाहिए, इन्वर्टर आपका कितना इनपुट चाहता है, so that decides the amount or the size of the battery. तो आपका next आपका बैटरी का होगा. Okay, then we will go for the size of the PV array, because battery is energized or charged by using the electrical supply generated by the solar panel. Okay. So this is the sequence, daily electrical load, installation. We have to determine the critical design month. Then we have to go for the inverter, then battery. Okay, battery, then solar panel, then the battery charge control. So load, calculation of load is very important. Okay, how accurately you are calculating the load, that much you can save money in the designing part. You can see, just to compare two things. If the load is more, the rating or size of each component will be more. If your load is increased from 4 kilowatt to 8 kilowatt, your load requirement आपका 4 से 8 बनाना है. देखो इन्वर्टर भी बड़ा डबल हो गया, बैटरी डबल हो गया, कंट्रोलर डबल हो गया, पीवी अरे डबल हो गया. So it is better to calculate actual load requirement and also to better to limit the load. Okay, limit the load. So load analysis, the energy consumption for electrical load is estimated on an average daily basis. I said already. Okay, so you may be having AC load and DC load also. Maximum we are using AC load. हमारा घर में AC load ज़्यादा है. DC load nowadays it is getting popular. DC loads are also there. Inverter is not giving any DC output. तो इन्वर्टर का आपको डिसाइड करते समय you should consider only AC load. But a battery should give supply to both AC load and DC load. When you are designing a battery, so that time you should consider AC and DC load and AC and DC energy consumption also. Okay, so but for battery and PV array, you should consider your DC load also. Okay, inverter should be able to give the worst peak power amount. Okay, every सारे appliances we are not using it every time. Okay, but just you assume all the loads in your houses are on. आपका घर का सारे load on है. That time कितना power होना चाहिए? That power should be able to that much power an inverter should be able to supply to your load. Okay, so the inverter consideration is the peak power demand is to be considered. Okay, at the meantime, as we all know, we should try to reduce our load also in our house. Meanwhile, I used to say, I used to take this opportunity to tell you, our electrical nowadays new lights, LED lights are there. So replace all the fluorescent or CFL lamps with your LED so that you can reduce the energy consumption. Okay, nowadays inverter ACs are there. Okay, so many smart appliances have come in the market which will reduce the electrical consumption. So if you can reduce the electrical consumption, consequently you can reduce the cost of installing a solar panel. People are reluctant to install solar power plant because of its cost. Okay, but its cost is getting reduced day by day because of the less consumption of energy, number one. Number two, the new innovations are coming in the solar PV system. Okay, normally solar panels are earlier it was very costly. Now the rate of solar panel is getting reduced. So everybody should try to install solar power panel, solar system, at least for our individual house purpose. Okay, critical design analysis. Just now I told. See, it is a critical design analysis evaluates the ratio of average daily load energy requirement and available solar installation of each month. Okay, so we have to work out. Now, these vertical bars of this graph is showing the solar output energy. Normally we call it as installation. So installation in every month. Okay, this vertical bar. So 3 bars are together. Different solar installations are there, like diffuse, direct, and global. Let us see the brown bar, global. Okay, you can see maximum installation is in the month of May, June, July in India. Very less output during the month of November, December, January, and February. From March to September, we can see a good amount of solar energy we are getting. This is because of the season. Okay, now this violet line, this is showing your load requirement every month. It's an approximate load average, you can say. You can see in the month of December and January, the load requirement is less, whereas in here, July, August, June, July, and so on. So your energy requirement is more. Here, energy requirement is more, but your installation is also high. here the energy requirement is low, but energy requirement is low and your insulation is also low. Okay, but some places you can see energy requirement is more, energy requirement is high, but solar insulation is less. Now we have to take a ratio of load to the insulation, ratio of load to the solar insulation. Okay, the more is the ratio value, the more is the requirement. Okay, so you have to go behind the ratio. Okay, so ratio is high means you that particular month load requirement you have to take for that. See, if you are taking average load, what will happen? If you are taking average load, if you are considering average load only throughout this total energy consumption in the year by 365 days, you will get a 1 day average load consumption. But that average load consumption accordingly if you size डिजाइन करेगा तो आपको जिस मंथ में आपको बहुत ज्यादा कंजप्शन है, your solar plant will not be able to take the load. So you have to go for the critical design analysis. So worst month you can say as per this one is September and October. Okay, so here you have to take the month of September or October or August also. Less insulation, your power consumption is more. So here you can get the ratio high. Okay. So one term we here should familiarize, system DC voltage. What is system DC voltage? So when deciding the voltage, okay, or sizing the components, so there are two voltage, AC voltage and DC voltage. AC voltage is the voltage of your loads. Normally in our house it is 230 volt AC. There should be a system DC voltage on which your battery and your inverter input will, battery charger, I mean the charge controller also will work. So we have to select a system DC voltage. So DC system voltage may be 12 volt, 24 volt, 36 volt like that. So we can just think of the voltage, DC system voltage. If you go for the higher voltage, what advantage you are getting is you will get a you have to handle only small current because power is equal to voltage into current. If you opt for bigger voltage, आपको current requirement with current flow will be less, and accordingly your fuse, your circuit breakers, wires, etc. should have will have only a small range. Okay, so but this is the voltage is also dangerous, so we should be, there's a thumb rule we can see in the solar PV system. If your solar plant is less than 1 kilowatt, 12 volt is considered as the system DC voltage. आपको 12 voltage select करता है. Between 1 and 3, it is 24 volt. 3 to 8 kilowatt is 48 to 96 volt. 10 to 20 kilowatt, 120 to 241 volt. Okay, this is so important because when you are selecting an inverter, आपको inverter का specification देखना है. So in that specification, it will be mentioned what is the DC input range. Some range will be given. For example, 10 to 14 volt. That means for a 12 volt system, 10 to 14 volt range DC input वाला inverter आपका बहुत suitable होगा. Okay, so we cannot use an inverter which is having the range of 12 to 14 for a 20 volt, 24 volt system, for a 1 to 3 kilowatt solar power plant. So all these things to be taken into account. So this is the thumb rule we are using. Variation is also possible. Okay, normally sometimes somewhere some places I have seen for 1 kilowatt also 12 volt supply is being used. Okay, normally our battery voltage is 12 volt. Okay, so if you want 24 volt system, 2 batteries should be connected in series. Okay, to avoid that, sometimes for 1 kilowatt we are using 12 volt system. Okay. Okay, what is the DC voltage selected for the sizing inverter, battery and solar array is called dash. Okay, इसको क्या बोलता है? Just now I explained DC voltage. One DC voltage we have to select first to size the inverter, battery and the solar PV. Okay, so for that that system, what is that called? DC system voltage or maximum DC voltage. Now, selecting an inverter, what are the factors we should take into consideration while selecting the inverter? In the market, you will get a plenty of inverters. One thing I'll tell you in advance, whatever the solar equipment components we are selecting, we should ensure that all are approved by MNRE, Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, the government agency, and there are so many government agencies are there like NFTC. Okay, and electrical, all wires, everything should be MNRE approved. Okay, you have to go for the MNRE approved components for the installing the solar plant. Okay, that only is giving you a guarantee. Okay, so nominal system voltage कितना है उसका आंसर आपको इन्वर्टर सेलेक्ट कर सकते हैं. What is the AC output voltage? Normally for single phase it is 230 volt, for three phase it is 400 volt. Okay, so what is the AC output voltage? Then peak AC power, as I said, all the loads may not be used at the same time. आप सारे लोड एक ही साथ यूज नहीं कर सकते हैं. अगर in case if you put on all the loads, what will be the maximum load power wattage? Accordingly, you have to select the. So your inverter should be capable of supplying that peak load. Okay. Then surge current requirement. Surge current means some appliances like your motor, AC, fridge, etc., which is having surge current. The starting current will be very high. It may be 5 to 10 times more than the normal running current. Okay, as far as possible, please avoid connecting all these loads to the small standalone power supply system. If at all you want to connect all these things also, you have to consider the surge current. Even if it is for a small period of time, it may go very high. Accordingly, then your inverter will be changed, should be changed, your battery should be able to, even though it is for a small period of time, your solar panel, everything will be very costly. So please try, otherwise you can avoid connecting your AC, motor, etc. For this, you can separately connect a solar panel. That will be better. Okay, AC, now solar power based AC, air conditioners are available in the market. Solar water pumps are available in the market. Okay. Now, while connecting all these things, by selecting the inverter, you have to go for all these things. Additional features. If you want a battery charger to be connected in the inverter itself, आपको वो भी देखना है. So in the market, you have to select all these things. Now, next is the sizing of battery. Okay. Okay. Now, batteries. Next is battery. After selecting the inverter, you have to go for the battery. So we have studied something about the battery. Okay. So what are the things we have to consider while selecting the battery? Okay. Number one is the days of storage. Okay. Days of storage means आपको अगर 2 दिन के लिए सप्लाई नहीं है, 2 दिन के लिए आपका रेनिंग टाइम, नो सन, आपका सूरज बाहर निकला ही नहीं 2 दिन के लिए, तो 1 दिन का नहीं, 2 दिन के लिए आपको सोलर पैनल या बैटरी से सप्लाई मिलना चाहिए. If you want to do like that, that is called autonomy. I'll again explain that. Number of days, how many days you want supply from the battery without having solar panel supply. So that should be taken into account. Then depth of discharge, DOD, we have already discussed. So depth of discharge means how much. So 100 Ah battery, you cannot go for 100 Ah capacity to discharge. There is a limit for the battery voltage. When you are discharging the battery voltage will be going down. You should not go beyond 10.8 volt. 12 volt battery should not go beyond 10.8 volt. Or some particular amount of energy onwards you can take. So there is a bottom level of energy beyond which you should not discharge the battery. That is called depth of discharge. That is normally in the percentage we call, already discussed. Temperature and discharge rate. What is the rate of discharge? Okay, what is the temperature effect and the system losses and efficiency. Okay, so all these things we have to consider while we are selecting the battery. Okay, I will, at the end of this class, we'll do a calculation, a sample. So you'll be able to understand how to design all these things. Okay, autonomy, just now I told, number of days that a fully charged battery system loads without any recharge from the PV array. So just an example I told, agar aap your sun is not giving you 2 days or 3 days or 4 days because of there's no roshni, there's no light. So our power supply system should not be interrupted. So without any obstruction, we should get the uninterrupted power supply. So for that, the actually battery size is to be increased, because battery is your bank. Battery is the bank from which you can take the electrical supply energy as and when you require. Okay, so that is autonomy. Number of days a fully charged battery can give the supply to the system without the recharge from the PV array. Okay, so if you go for greater autonomy, that much your size of the battery, number of batteries should be increased. So don't go for more number of autonomy. That is the better thing. This is the battery I told. This is the total rated capacity from bottom to top, fully charged battery. But you cannot discharge complete. There is a level, bottom level. This is the maximum allowable depth of discharge. So, like your water tank, we are not using the complete water system from the tank. Some water we are keeping idle to avoid the sediments. So, like that. Okay. So, this is the usable capacity. So, that is to be considered. Okay. So, what is number of days of fully charged battery? How many days it can give the supply? But what is that term called? Okay. Autonomy or the allowance. Then sizing of the PV array. Now battery is getting supply from your array. Okay, solar module. So how big your solar panel be? How कितना बड़ा होना चाहिए? कितना wattage का होना चाहिए? For that we are using sizing methodology of the solar panel. Okay. So here, what are the things we have to take consideration? I told so many parameters: temperature, angle of tilt, season, location. Leaving all these things, at least the system loss. Some losses are there in the panel itself. The soiling, if the covered with soil, your efficiency, your output will be less. Temperature, if the temperature is high, your output will be less. So all these things, some parameters we have to take into consideration, or some factor of safety, or we have to multiply this requirement with some allowance. So, or we can say, in other words, we can say we have to go for a higher value. Okay, so that is required. So many panels will be there. So how it should be arranged, in series or in parallel? We have seen series connection and parallel connection. So series connection means how many modules should be connected in series. That will be depending upon the system DC voltage. As I already explained, system DC voltage कितना है? मान लीजिए आपका सोलर पैनल 100 वाट का सोलर पैनल है, it is maximum voltage is 17 volt. Suppose your system voltage is 24 volt, you require 2 solar modules minimum in series, so that 17 plus 17, 34 volt will be available to charge your 24 volt battery. If your system voltage is 12, your battery size is 12, then you can connect only one panel in series, or all the other panels should be in the parallel. So it decides, DC system voltage decides the number of modules should be connected in series, and the capacity energy requirement will decide how many modules should be connected in parallel. So this is similar to battery. Battery and solar panel array, the system DC voltage and load requirement decide whether the battery should be, how many batteries or panels should be connected in series, or how many should be connected in parallel. We'll see one example also. Okay. So battery is getting charged by the PV array. This already we have explained. This is the IV characteristics curve, VOC and ISC, and this is the battery voltage selection. The two types of battery charge controller are there, like PWM and MPPT. So depends upon that, it will vary. But generally we can say this is the battery charging voltage and the charging current. DC battery charging current. Okay. MPPT, it will be varying. This will be varying for a efficient charge. Okay. So normally, the modules available in the market carries 36 cells. One cell is 0.5 volt, it is fixed. 36 series connected cell, which will give you maximum 18 volt, or which is enough to charge a 12 volt lead acid battery. Okay. Another term, peak sun hours or sunshine hours. The average daily solar installation in units of kilowatt hour per meter square per day is sometimes referred as the sunshine hours or the peak sun hours. This is very important when we are deciding the capacity of the solar panel. So we all know one day itself, within this 24 hours, different time we are getting different solar energy, different insolation. The night, during dark, we are not at all getting any solar energy. Early morning, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, even up to 9 o'clock, we are getting very less power supply. So this graph is showing the amount of solar insolation, the energy you are getting from the solar panel with respect to the time. So this 24, we can call this is the 24 and 1 day. So within this 24 hours, this is the night period. There is no power supply system, no insolation. From that 9 o'clock onwards up to 3 o'clock, we are getting the maximum solar insolation. In the noon, we are getting the peak solar insolation. Okay, so normally how much energy we got from the solar module, we are calculating, and at the end of the day, we are telling so many kilowatt hours per meter square per day. So if somebody is asking what is your solar output, we can say 5 kilowatt hour per meter square per day. That means एक दिन में आपको 1 मीटर स्क्वायर में 1 किलोवाट, 1 घंटा में 1 किलोवाट पावर मिल गया. That is the meaning. Okay, but we cannot take this 24 hours into guarantee for charging the battery, because this is only some period we are getting. Okay, so normally we are considering 1 kilowatt per meter square is a standard solar radiation. The solar panels are tested by considering, and the radiation is 1 kilowatt per meter square, temperature is 25 degrees Celsius, like air mass is 1.5, we already discussed. Okay, but this 1 kilowatt per meter square we are not getting always. Okay, then a mathematical equivalent diagram you can see here right side. Suppose you are getting, you are considering only 1 kilowatt hour per meter square. Now the time is to be reduced from 24 hours to this much time. So this area is equal to this area. Okay, so just one calculation we can say, suppose in your area it is 5 kilowatt hour per meter square day. Okay, your energy yield, you are getting the output. Okay, now 5 kilowatt hour you can multiply like this, 5 kilowatt into 1 hour per meter square, or you can calculate say 1 kilowatt into 5 hours. Both are equal to this value. आपको ये value मिलेगा. 1 kilowatt is our standard power supply system, energy radiation. So if you consider this one, you can say that 5 hours. This hours is called peak sun hours or the sunshine hours. Okay, so 1 kilowatt आप कंसिडर कर रहे हैं, आपको सिर्फ 5 घंटा मिल रहा है 24 hours में. Within 24 hours you are getting only 5 hours. So this should be taken, because what is the power requirement? The total energy divided by sunshine hours will show you the power requirement, maximum power requirement of the load. Okay, so here you can see sunshine hours is 5 hours. Okay, if you have any doubt in this calculation, please contact me on WhatsApp or phone. Okay, so that value again depends upon the location. Okay, now last is the sizing of the charge controller. So charge controller, the function of charge controller is to regulate the supply which is coming from the solar panel and to give supply to the battery. Okay, so this is very simple. You have to see what is the DC current, maximum current, probable current which may flow from solar panel to battery through the charge controller. What is the system? DC system voltage. Okay, so the charge controller is dealing the DC power supply system. Okay, so what will be the maximum current of a solar module which can supply to the battery? The maximum in the best case, it will be the short circuit current, ISC. Okay, so how many solar modules you are connecting in parallel? So suppose n number of solar modules you are connected in parallel. Your battery charge controller should be able to sustain a current of equal to the ISC of one module into the number of modules. आपका मॉड्यूल 5 है, एक मॉड्यूल का ISC शॉर्ट सर्क्यूट करंट 10 एम्पियर है, पांचों मॉड्यूल आपको पैरेलल में कनेक्ट किया है, पैरेलल में मींस टोटल करंट विल बी 5 into 10 amps, 50 amps. So 50 ampere current, that is the worst case, that is not necessary. It may flow. It may not be, most of the case it may not flow. But when you are selecting a charge controller, your charge controller should be able to withstand the 50 ampere current. Similarly, this system voltage, DC system voltage. So your charge controller sustainable voltage range should be above the DC system voltage. Okay. So solar charge controller rating should be equal to total short circuit current of the PV array. How many solar PV modules you are connected in parallel? Okay. Now, if you understood, let us take a sample sizing. The sample sizing of the solar power system. This is suppose these are the this is the system. Normally, supply moves from solar energy. DC supply moves to charge controller to the battery. From the battery, it is going to the inverter and to the finally to the loads. If the DC load, it is going from charge controller directly or sometimes from the battery. Okay, this is the sequence we can say. But when you are planning, sizing the system, we have to go in the reverse order. First load you have to calculate, inverter, battery, here only the difference, solar module, then the charge control. Okay, so you have to size load calculation, sizing of inverter, then sizing of battery, then sizing of the PV array, then sizing of the charge controller. This sequence में आपको जाना है. So first is the load calculation. Okay. So how to calculate the load? We have to go, as I said, critical design month. Okay. On the screen you can see an example. The number of and variety of loads having different wattage and number of appliances and the approximate average operating hours for a critical month. Okay. So this is the example load of one house. Let us see. For example, fans 80 watt ka hai, two numbers fans are there. So 160 watt it is a connected load, and if you are using it for 6 hours, your energy consumption will be 960 watt hours. Watt into hours. Okay, like this you can calculate, summarize all the how many loads are there and what is the rating of that. So you can in your house also you can do. Okay, now you can see two values here. One is 460 watts and 2420 watt hours. 2420 watt hours in a day. एक दिन में आपको 2000 और 2 unit, 2.42 unit और 2 kilowatt hour or 2420 watt hour. Okay, and wattage is 460 watt. That is the peak watt. While you are considering all these things, you should consider the your socket also. 15 ampere socket is there. That also you have to take. Sometimes you may take the load. Okay, that is to be taken. Otherwise, you have to bypass all these loads. Okay. Now, first let us do the inverter sizing. Now we got the value 460 watt is the load output. आपका घर को 460 watt power चाहिए. Okay. Now you can go to market and select an inverter. This is the DC. Wattage, real power, and real power normally inverter is rated as VA, voltage ampere. This is the there is a power factor involved in this. normally power factor will be 0.8. If you are assuming 0.8 power factor, then 460 by 0.8, 575 VA inverter आपको चाहिए. So this 575 VA inverter is not available in the market. You can go for the 600 VA inverter. Normally, we go slightly higher value inverter for the future requirement or for the safety. Okay, so you can go for a 600 VA inverter. You can, so many MNRE approved inverter list is available. So now you have to see 600 VA inverter, what are the other specifications? Okay, so what is the DC? I told system DC voltage. So if our DC system voltage is 12 volt, okay, in our case this will be 12 volt because this voltage is less than 1 kilowatt. 1 किलोवाट से कम है तो 12 वोल्ट है. तो आपका इन्वर्टर का इनपुट डीसी है, तो डीसी का रेंज कितना है देखना है. whether it is sine wave or square wave, always sine wave is better. Frequency कितना है, so many things, efficiency कितना है. Okay, so many losses between input and output. There is a loss. Loss is to be taken into account. Okay, so you can go for a 600 VA inverter. Okay, now come to the input side. Though this is the input power. So your input, just consider 90% efficiency. That means your output is 90% of input. In that case, 460 by 0.9, 512 watt is the input requirement, input power requirement, and load energy. As far as the energy concerned, already we have calculated 2420 divided by the efficiency factor. We will get 2690 watt hour. So your energy requirement to the inverter is 2690 watt hour in a day. Okay, so system voltage is 12 volt. Okay, now take all these factors into account, then go for the selection of inverter. Okay, now we will go for the battery sizing. So battery sizing, already we have calculated inverter input is 2690 watt hour. Okay, so your battery should be able to supply 2690 watt hours to the inverter. आपको इन्वर्टर को 2690 watt hour energy देना चाहिए. लेकिन बैटरी का कुछ है, something we have to DOD already expressed 60%. You can go only for 60%. Autonomy 2 days. If you are assuming 2 days autonomy and DOD, then we have to do a calculation. The ampere hour of the battery calculation is equal to the requirement of 1 day 2690. So 2 दिन के लिए हम assume कर रहे हैं into 2 divided by your system voltage, that is 12 volt, and divided by the DOD. You will get the ampere hour of the battery. Okay, why we are dividing it by 12? Ampere watt hour is 2690. Watt means what? Watt is equal to product of volt into current. So watt hour means V into I into hour. I means A, ampere. So if this value, if this is divided by V, we will get it I into time or A into time, H. So system voltage we already decided 12 volt. तो एनर्जी से वो हम सिस्टम वोल्टेज से डिवाइड करेगा, आपको एम्पियर आवर मिलेगा. इफ यू वांट 2 days कंटिन्यूअस सप्लाई, देन 2 से मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. जितना दिन ऑटोनॉमी है उससे मल्टीप्लाई करना पड़ेगा. एंड टेक द फैक्टर ऑफ DOD. सो 0.6 is coming down. That means your value will be increased. If it is 100%, then there is no factor this one. Your ampere hour capacity will be reduced. Okay, now 747.2 or 748H is the requirement. Okay, so in the market you can see different types of battery of different rating: 12 volt 150 Ah, 12 volt 100 Ah, 12 volt 120 Ah. Okay, so let us consider 12 volt 150 Ah. Then total Ah requirement divided by 150, you will get 4.981, say 5 numbers. तो आपको 5 नंबर का 12 volt 150 Ah battery का requirement है. So 5 batteries should be selected. 12 volt into 150. Okay. So how many batteries should be considered in series? One battery voltage is 12 volt. So number of battery in series only 1 because it is 12 volt. So all the battery 5 volt battery should be connected in parallel. So 12 volt, 5 volt battery should be connected. Ampere hour you will get that 747. H, you can take battery voltage, output voltage will be 12. Okay, then we can go for the PV array panel. Okay, so battery output is 2690 we are giving to the inverter. So what should be the battery input? आपका बैटरी का इनपुट कितना होना चाहिए? So just assume the efficiency of your solar panel is 95%. Okay, now assuming battery efficiency 95%, input is requirement is 2690 by 0.95. You require a 2831.57 watt hour to charge the battery. Okay, this is the battery output, input, output. This is the battery input. The battery input is given from solar. Okay, now solar you are not getting constant supply. Assuming the sunshine hours is 5 hours. So आपको watt hours को hours से divide करेगा, you will get the wattage requirement of the solar PV. Okay, 2831.57 divided by sun hour divided by watt hour divided by hour, you will get the watt. So 566 or 600 watt we can say. So your solar panel requirement is you have to go for a solar panel which can supply 600 watt power. So different like battery, different types of panels are available in the market. So you can select a 100 WP solar PV module. So you can see the parameters of 100 watt. So how many panels should be connected in series? System voltage is 12. So it is voltage, maximum voltage is 17.4. So one back module is in series. That means all the panels should be connected in parallel only, like battery. All the 5 panel can be connected in parallel. So that 5 into 6, all the 6, sorry. So 6 into 100, 600 watt power it will be produced with a 17 volt. So our requirement of battery is 12 volt or 13 volt charging voltage. Okay, so you can select. By selecting, this is very important. Different types of solar panels are there. Monochrome, polychrome like that. So thin film. So different type material we have different parameters. It should be MNRE approved. We should know. We should learn the parameters of all these things. Okay. Now the charge controller, as I said, in our case, the string voltage, one string has module has one voltage 21.6 volt. We are seeing the specification of the solar module. Okay, and 20% additional, say for safety purpose, if you calculate, your charge controller should have a 26 volt sustainable capacity. Okay, similarly current ISC we have seen from the solar specification. There are 6 modules. Okay, so 6.32 is the ISC current into 6 module. Sir, 1 minute, 2 minutes, sir, 2 minutes. 1.2 will get the ampere current also. So you can select this one, MPPT type of charge controller from this solar. You can see 24 volt to 40 volt range, 50 ampere. This is suitable for our purpose. Okay. Other cables and all, we can select like a normal electrical installation, circuit breaker and all, we can select as per the current and voltage requirement. Okay. So what is the sizing charge control is take the PV array, peak current or short circuit current. Okay. So today we have seen how to calculate the load, size the inverter, battery and solar PV array, finally the charge controller. Next class we will see how to design a grid type solar power plant. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.